What is going on, guys? Welcome to Nico's Music Mojo. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but today we are going to be going through the top 10 albums of 1974. And starting off at number 10, we're going to be looking at an album from Neil Young called On the Beach. This album has some great songs. Specifically, my favorite is probably the first one on the album, but the last track is also great too. I'm a pretty big Neil Young fan, and I have to say that this is not one of my favorite Neil Young albums. I think he has a lot of better ones, but this is still in the midst of his career, and there's still a lot of cool stuff on there. You know, as with a lot of Neil Young songs, he has some great lyrics, a lot of great writing, so that is why that's going to be number 10. Then we get to number 9. Number 9 on my list is actually going to be an album by Dolly Parton called Jolene. And this one is great, you know, primarily for the title track. Jolene is one of the most famous country songs of all time. But I think even the other songs, even if you're not a huge country fan, which, you know, I'm kind of 50-50. I like some country, other country I don't like. And I can still find a lot of songs that I like. There's a lot of catchy melodies. I believe almost all the tracks on the album besides the last two were written by her. And so, you know, that just makes it all the more impressive. But, you know, the melodies are catchy, the writing is good, and a lot of them are just simple songs. So that is why that is going to be number 9. Number 8 on my list is going to be Linda Ronstadt, Heart Like a Wheel. This album is great. The only thing with Linda Ronstadt that I don't like is that she doesn't really write much. And, you know, some of her best songs, they are written by somebody else. And this album has some fantastic songs on it, but again, they're pretty much all covers. And so I kind of have to view it in a different light when the artist is doing all covers. But I mean, she's such a fantastic singer, and the arrangements on the way she, you know, if she covers some songs, that when she covers them, her arrangements are actually better than the original. Her performance is better. You know, she's a great singer. So that's why she stands out. That's why that's going to be number 8. Then we get to number 7, and number 7 is going to be The Meters, Rejuvenation. This is another great record, great feel. They got some great jams. I mean, this is a funk album, so again, even if you're not into this genre, I think there's still lots of songs that you can like, even if you're not into the genre. So this one is just, you know, all around, I give it probably a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a solid record. Then we get to number 6. Number 6 is going to be another funky album by Rufus, and that is going to be Rags to Rufus. This one is super solid. Same thing with the funk. It's got a great feel, great jams, and, you know, the big hit off this one was Tell Me Something Good, which I think most people like that song, but the other tracks on this album are great too. So let's just keep this rolling. Let's go to number 5, and that is going to be Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark. Prior to making this list, I had not listened to this album before. I like a lot of other Joni Mitchell records, but, you know, the last couple of weeks I've been going back and listening to this one a lot, and this one is fantastic. Her writing is super unique. Her lyrics are super good, and, you know, this one just, and the other thing with this record is I think the production and like the arrangements of the songs, that stood out to me, because prior to this record, I think a lot of her, the way she wrote stuff and her records were kind of more, I don't know what I want to call it, but like this one feels like there's more instrumentation and more arrangement efforts going into the songs. So that's why I really like that one. Then we get on to number 4. We are looking at the Bad Company self-titled record. This one is fantastic. I mean, there's lots of great, almost every single song on the record is good. So this is just kind of just like good classic rock. You know, if you like bands like Led Zeppelin and stuff, this is kind of like that. This one's a little bit more under the radar, but they still have lots of great hits. So that is why number 4 is going to be Bad Company. Then we get to, let's see here. Number 3 is going to be Lynyrd Skynyrd, Second Helping. This one I would give like a 9 out of 10. Pretty much every single song on the record is great. There's a couple that are a little bit annoying to me, or just that I kind of outgrown because I've heard it so many times. But, I mean, Sweet Home Alabama is on here. What else? Ballad of, what's it called? Ballad of Curtis Lowe. That one's another one of my favorite. But there's lots of great songs, lots of great jams, and that is why that's number 3. Then we get to number 2. Number 2 on my list is going to be David Bowie. I'm a huge David Bowie fan, and I think this is one of his best records, and that is going to be Diamond Dogs. Diamond Dogs has the title track, Diamond Dogs. It has Rebel Rebel, which is a huge hit off this one. And the songwriting is just incredible on here. The lyrics he comes up with, I'm not a huge fan of the production. That's my only complaint with this one. The production is kind of weird, but the songwriting, the jams, the guitar playing, all that stuff is great. The lyrics he comes up with are just ridiculous, and so that's why it's going to be number 2. As for number 1 on my list, the best album of 1974 is going to be the debut album by Kiss. I believe this is by far the best record because every single song on the Kiss record is 10 out of 10, so this is a perfect record. I mean, Black Diamond, Strutter, 100,000 Years, you got Cold Gin, you got Deuce, you got all these great songs, and this is just something that was new. You know, they were fresh on the scene in 1974, and that's why that's going to be number 1 on my list. So those are my top 10. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you in the next video.